Hey church, Pastor Gary here with today's Overflow. I'm reading from Acts chapter 23 today, and we're reading 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, in hopes that we get to know Jesus and understand his ministry more and better. And that's really the whole point of it, is that he would get to know us. And so we're asking the scriptures as we read them to teach us, right? We're asking God, teach us, as we look at the passages here. So in chapter 23, we have Paul on trial before the Jews because Jewish Christians didn't like the way he was teaching. I know it kind of gets convoluted there, but one thing I noticed here was Paul's character. You know, I'm a coach and I love sports. I used to play golf a lot. And there's one thing about golfers that amaze me. Not just their ability to hit the ball straight or to curve it when they want to. Mine usually curve when I don't want to. But the thing that amazes me about professional golfers especially is that, and you'll see this happen every now and then in a tournament or what have you, that when they break the rules, they will penalize themselves. It happens every now and then that they'll make a mistake and they will penalize themselves once they finish and get into the clubhouse, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I made it," and they'll add a stroke or 2 strokes or whatever. It's amazing to me. And the announcers and people on Sports Center or whatever, who aren't really into golf but are just sports people in general, they're always fascinated, as I am too, that there's this unwritten rule that you're to call yourself out when you make a mistake. Paul does that here in the text today. One of the high priest strikes Paul. Paul's on trial. He's an accused criminal, right, or what have you. And he slaps Paul, and Paul goes right back at him and says, "God will strike you, you whitewashed wall." In other words, you fake, you phony. And, he's called out by one of the other Pharisees there that tell him, hey, you're not supposed to talk that way to the high priest. And Paul's like, oh, I didn't know he was a high priest. The scripture says you're supposed to respect your rulers. Paul calls himself right out. It's humility. It's consistency, right? If he's going to call everybody else out, he better be calling himself out. I think the church could use a heavy dose of this kind of humility. I think I could use a heavy dose of this kind of humility to call myself out when I overstep the gospel or I don't follow through. I think we could all use that. It'd be refreshing, yeah? So, my question is, any golfers out there? Any real golfers out there? Or like me, who just wear the shirt and carry the clubs? Anyway, that's what God's speaking to me today. What's he saying to you? Share it with me in the comments. I'd love to hear it. God bless you. Have a great day.